diamond level casters, co-casters here with me. I don't ladder anymore, so I'm terrible. I just admin the tournaments.
You are an excellent caster, though, that's for sure.
And I stream because I have the ability to do so. My computer is beastly.
Alright, here we have is the top right Zerg player, Tony, color blue, actually light blue. And we have cGRoyal, bottom left, red Protoss player.
Teal. We'll call the color of the Zerg teal.
Yeah, teal is better than light blue, definitely.
Looking at the APM, the Protoss, we seen from cGRoyal that he can definitely spam it up with the best of them, doing about 180 right now, whereas Tong is doing about 140 on the APM. So speed limit warnings are going to be given out here in this game.
You guys have any predictions on what Royal is going to do, or should I tell you again?
Yeah, I think he'll do the same build again.
Yeah, definitely. He sure does love to do this build.
Yep, and I think we're going to have the same thing out of Tong again. I don't think he's going to... at least he's not going to fast pool right now. He already has 14 supply. He's probably just going to try to get down his natural yet again. With probably a pylon block yet again.
Yep. I just hope that I see a better reaction from Tony. I feel like if he sees the probe down at his natural, he should just go right for his third. Just don't even bother with the probe. You know, it will definitely harass you until, you know.
Yeah, it was really late. It was really late the last time. So.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I feel like if he just completely ignores it and heads for the third, that is way better.
Yeah, well, he's going to put down a pool first this time. He's not even going to worry about the hatch. He's going to put down a pool. So definitely a change of plans for Mr. Tong here.
There we go. We see two workers being pulled down, and this is one of the strategies I told you guys about last game. The Zerg player can choose to pull down 2 or 3 workers to prevent or delay, the building of the pylon until the hatch is built, pretty much. I would prefer to see 3 workers pulled down, but that's just me. That is very... do you guys notice the Zerg player's mistake right now? Or am I the only one seeing it?
No, I saw it too. He went back in.
This is very unorthodox. I don't understand why you need 2 spawning pools.
Yeah, weird. Well, he cancels it, so he got the drone. He didn't let it finish, but he put... Yeah, you're right. He put down a pool. Very weird. He already had the pool down.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate loss of minerals. I don't understand what he was trying to build with that. I'm assuming it's an evolution chamber. I honestly don't know what else he could be building with that.
Don't know, but anyways, the Protoss does have a cybernetics core and his gateway at the top of the ramp, and a zealot blocking the little hole at the left side. We saw the pool go down first for the Zerg player. He is on gas. He does have a 100 gas mine, so you would think he should start researching speed.
Yeah,
there we
exactly. Goes. And we do see him take the third now. It honestly depends on the timing of Protoss's attack. If he's able to hold off, attacks from both sides, from his natural expansion and his third, he will have to defend both because, as you know, the Protoss player does tend to push up with a really, really strong early push.
Well, it's a 4-gate.
So he's 4-gating.
4-gate.
Indeed. It is a 4-gate, yeah.
So the Zerg is going to be a little stretched thin here, especially when these stalkers start to get over to his third base and natural and stuff. The Zerg is going to have to really pump out some Zerglings here in a little bit. So we'll see what kind of reaction time the Zerg has. Meanwhile, the 4-gate is underway. We did not have a Twilight Council go down, so he's not going to have Blink or anything like that. He needs to... Okay, Warp Gate technology is finished now. He's going to change all of his gates into Warp Gates, and he should have a forward pylon down placed somewhere. So we'll find out where that forward pylon is going to go. Meanwhile, the Zerg player is scouting around. Notice how he scouted down to the 4th base down here to the south. Just checked for some pylons and didn't see any. He's going to have a face full of stalkers in a couple of minutes, though.
Yeah, the Zerg player sees this attack coming. His one lane is currently on the Zelnaga tower, so he knows this attack is happening.
And the Overlord was over his main base too, so he's seen the 4 gates.
Oh, I had not noticed that at all, actually. This might be a GG for Royal. I don't think he can actually... I don't know. I just don't see him winning this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of Zerglings here to counterattack the forces that are at the natural of Tong here. Oh, one stalker goes down, the sentry goes down. Both stalkers are trapped here next to the force field. Another stalker goes down. All of the army from Royal goes down. What's Royal going to do now?
I can't believe Royal chose this style of play. I would expect better from that. I just don't see a lot of players forgating Zerg players and succeeding as often as maybe in Platinum or so. But in Diamond or Masters League, you never see a Zerg player, struggle with that. That is an easy thing to stop.
There's a lot of Zerglings here, but Royal smartly chose to warp in a lot of Zealots. So the Zerglings do leave. The Zerg player is ahead in supply by 20. And notice he has 3 bases up that are mining. So let's look at the income tab right now. The income 1,300 to 500. There's a big, huge gap there in income for the Zerg player.
Unfortunate supply block for cGRoyal. He has 3 probes queued up and currently pretty much mining gas from his natural, which is a bit unorthodox, but I've never actually, that's just kind of weird how they're just, mining from the gas. But anyway, yeah.
He's throwing down a Void Ray, actually. So
yeah, that is actually, that is, I guess you could say, unorthodox to do. I don't know why he's making 1 Void.
Well, he didn't follow that old saying, it went behind Dark Shrine. He said, went behind, I'm going Stargate. And
exactly.
I'm going to come over to you.
Exactly. He chose to pick a different, route instead of DTs.
All right, this force of Zealots and Sentries are going to walk over to right in front of the natural of the Zerg player. Takes out the Zerg at that zone, or whatever that Zerg was doing out there in the middle of the map for no reason at all. Zerglings are going to try to surround this army.
I am surprised as a player did not lay down a Roach Roar and, as soon as he knew that the Protoss player was at his weakest point, he's letting him run up the ramp with a sentry, which is, I don't, it's devastating to have that. He cannot reinforce units, and it looks like he might take out a queen, he might, kill workers. At this point, it's really hard to say.
I think it's really GG here. I mean, well, cGRoyal's not really attacking, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty dark for the Zerg player, because, if he just mashes up those Zealots together, he will absolutely destroy these lanes. See how they have no effect at all. He's abusing the choke between the Extractor and Hatchery. But as you can see, Roaches have come into play, and oh wow, obviously the Zerg player is not going to expect Voids with this Hasselmet, but it is definitely...
Hasselmet. Harassment.
Better wording, yes.
Did you just pull that out, like Hasselman?
Yes. I did make that up just on the spot. But yeah, honestly, that 1 Void Ray is going to do lots of damage.
Yes, it is. All these Roaches can theoretically be killed by this 1 Void Ray. There's nothing that shoots up right now for the Zerg player. Does he have an evolution chamber down now? Yes, he does. He has an evolution chamber down. He needs to get some spore crawlers in the bases ASAP.
Yeah, he currently he does have the money in order, to afford the spore crawlers. I don't know why he's choosing not to. It would be a pretty safe bet to lay down a couple of spore crawlers in your natural and your 3rd. Those are more likely to be harassed than in your main. But in regards to laying down spore crawlers, I think I see one right now. No, scratch that. That's an infestation pit.
Yep, the infestation pit is going down for the Zerg, which is good enough. Which is good, you know, as good as a spore crawler. Because once the infestation comes out, he can definitely fungal the air units.
Definitely, yeah. At this point, you know, I can't make out anything. You know, I can't say who might have the lead and who would not. It honestly depends on how well Protoss handles himself. He did start off pretty bad, but he's keeping the pressure up on Zerg and not allowing him to do much at this point.
The Zerg is still ahead economically. You know, 1,800 to 1,000 in income. Still ahead in workers too. And if you look at the workers killed, 8 workers killed for Royal. So, but even with the 8 workers, the Zerg is way ahead in workers as far as mining goes. A pretty large army here for the Zerg player at his natural. The Protoss only has 75 supply. So here we go.
Royal gave him a lot of time to actually...
Wow, those were impressive force fields. I honestly love those force fields. They have just absolutely cut up the Zerg army, you know, not allowed him to swarm in. I would like to see him completely run away from that. At this point, you know, he did his damage, and I feel like he should just back off.
Yep, the Zerg smartly goes down to his third. He thought the Protoss might have swung around to the third, but he did not. Instead, this Protoss did turn around and go home. Protoss still way behind, only 75 to 147 in supply only. If you look at the Protoss, he is supply capped right now. He needs to get some more pylons down. He cannot make Immortals. He cannot make Colossus because he is supply capped. So that's his issue right now. He needs to get down more pylons, which he's going to do right now. 2 more pylons are going to go down. As soon as they go down, he can get the rest of his army up.
Yeah, that is very, you know, that is not good to be supply capped. And, you know, he does have the minerals to, you know, lay down 4 or 3 pylons at least. You know, make sure he's never ever supply capped, especially at this point of the game. That is like the worst thing to happen. In regards to making units, I mean, he should be producing more units right now. I don't know why he's choosing not to. You know, those gateways, those gateways are not being produced out of right now, and you know, he does have the money to spend that, you know, on gateway units, whatever it is.
Yeah, but he just needs to put down more pylons. He's not putting down the pylons.
Exactly. I just don't understand why he's not like pylons.
It's really weird. He has 99. He has a 99 under over 100 right now. He cannot produce units. He needs to put down pylon. He needs to come out here into the map and put down some forward pylons to number 1 be able to reinforce, and number 2 bring his supply up. But he's not doing that.
Exactly. It's very unusual. Honestly, I don't know why he's choosing to do that. Honestly, though, this looks like a very overwhelming force. I think the Zerg player has. That's it. That's GG at this point. I really feel like Royal is pretty much lost this game. You know, completely just, you know, overwhelmed by those roaches and speedlings.
Yep, the whole army of the Protoss goes down right there. Now it's 75 supply, and once again for Royal, the roaches are just going to come over to the natural, right in front of the natural. This Colossus, put down the force field, cannot get up the ramp. Can come single file through the hole there that was provided by the force field.
Very, very unfortunate for the Protoss player. This is going to be hard to watch. This might actually become interesting as these 2 Colossi will pop out. This might become an interesting game.
But our Zerg player is getting corruptors, so that's good.
That is game. That is game. I was not aware of that, and that is definitely game. So you can see Royal attempting to be funny. You know, he does have a good job of being able to completely troll his opponents. Question mark from Tony.
Is he getting Hive? No, he's already on Hive. Okay, so he's already on Hive. He's now morphing the Spire into the Greater Spire. He is going to be able to morph these Corruptors into Broodlords eventually. But right now these Corruptors are good because they need to go against the Colossus, which they are going to do right now as this force comes in. All the Colossus are going to go down in this battle.
Absolutely devastating. That was just horrible to watch.
I mean, you should have saw how fast they fell.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot believe Royal did not expand, you know.